friends, just wanted to give you all today a little overview of our mission here in Myanmar, just kind of a background of how things started and where things are now. Basically, in 2016, I already got married, and God started calling me for some work that I wasn't aware of, besides of the things that I was already doing. And our trip to India in the beginning of 2017, I believe it was January, and we were flying with a couple other brothers, and we came to India. It was a week that we were there, and then our next stop was Myanmar, where we landed, and I walked out of the airport, the local airport in Yangon, and it just felt like, I came home in a way. And right there, that's when I understood that this was the place that God was talking about. I didn't really know what exactly we are to do here. We just had a week. We met with the local brother. We kind of showed us a few places, a little bit of what the country's about, what's going on. There's 90% of Buddhist people here. The first thing I noticed is they're very nice and kind people, and a lot of kids around, a lot of kids, and a lot of Buddhist temples, a lot of Buddhist ministry going on, and this country's full of Buddhism. A month passed, me and my family, we moved here. We came here and we started working a lot more focused on the kids, and the first thing we did was we started an English class. As we were working with the kids and the kids' English class, kids club, just visiting villages and local families and things like that, evangelisms and so on, we kept praying every morning, like, God, what do you want us to do here? We are in a rental building. What's next? Is there something that needs to be here permanently? And we started praying. God put in our heart to work or build an orphanage here. I remember coming in, with our first week of kind of scouting the land, and the cost of the land was very expensive. The prices were really high at that time. I would say I started having maybe even a little bit of doubt. But God, He has His ways. I called back to America and shared a little bit about what's going on. We're looking for land. It's expensive and so on. And then one person, he showed up with some donation funds for land, and it was a big amount, but it was still not enough to buy land here we were looking for. But a week later, we come to this church that we accidentally ended up, and the pastor, he invited us. We met him, we talked to him, and then he told me, come back next week, I'm going to show you around, and I'm going to show you some properties. We drove around and we saw a few properties, and then there's the last property that he showed, and he said, this is a lot, corner lot, and he told me the amount of the cost, and the amount matched what this person donated in the United States. And I understood right there, God, this is the property, this is the lot that you provided in a way. We met a lady, and she's basically kind of like a contractor here local, and we talked to her, and we basically hired her in a way to run this project. And what's a blessing that came out of this is that we didn't have to deal with any paperwork. We didn't have to deal with the government laws and all these things that they have in place. I've been talking to some local people. Sometimes it takes months to receive a certain permit. By meeting this lady, God kind of guided us through her, where she was a Buddhist lady, but she was really happy to kind of work with us and get to know us more. She was excited that this was an orphanage and open to help us. And what's interesting is that her husband, he's one of the 4 civil engineers of this city. So the building permits, the questions with the government, and so on, it was moving by really fast. And praise God, we started praying. God started sending people, and I just want to thank them as well. And what's interesting, so the whole construction basically took 2 years, but throughout this whole time, God was kind of reminding, like, Paul, you guys need to hurry up. You guys need to go faster. I flew in here with the team. We were working. Our job here was to finish building the cabinets, and we finished building the cabinets. And that week, COVID started, and that's when I understood why God was saying, Paul, you need to hurry up. And everything, just this puzzle was fit together. We moved into this building. We started getting kids and so on. The borders closed, so we weren't even able to come visit the country for the next 2 years. So now we're back here, praise God. We have 9 kids here now at the orphanage. and plus Joseph and his family of 4. So there's an orphanage here, a family that lives here that takes care of the kids, that works, we work closer together with. We have missionaries that are now flying in and serving here in various ministries that are open, and we're moving on to expand the ministry here as much as we can. So some of the things that are still happening, that are going on specifically at the building, is we have English class going on with our kids, and we continue to work with the local kids and invite them and have Bible lessons for them, English class. And what's interesting, the Buddhist community here that's around us, they are sending their kids. We have regular visits of 30 kids every class that we do. We have regularly 30 plus kids that come. Currently we're starting this study time in the evening, where the electricity situation here is really bad. So the kids in the evenings, most of the time in the neighborhood, there's no lights, no electricity, so no way of them in a way doing their homework and study time. So God kind of opened these doors where, thank you to those people that supported and donated. We just installed some battery packs for the building to where we can run and have lights in the evenings, and hopefully in the future we can have the panels as well. But this gave us the option to where we can open the doors of an English class that we have downstairs, where an hour of a certain days, the kids, they can come and have this study time with lights, and we can use the first part of that, to have a Bible lesson with them and kind of spread the gospel that way. We invited the parents. We explained to the parents they're happy for the kids to have this opportunity to come and be here. At the same time, this orphanage, it serves as a great blessing, where we invite fellowship of other churches, youth and teens, when we can come together, pray together, worship together, spend time together with different church members and so on. This is the same place where the missionaries stay and live, and we reach out, and kind of like a base when we go out and serve in different villages and do evangelisms and share the gospel as much as we can. The other thing we have is, since missionaries are here now, local Christian schools, private schools are reaching out to us to see if we can volunteer at their schools. And though they're Christian schools, but a lot of those students that come there, they're Buddhist. And this allows us to go there and serve, teach them English, share the gospel with them as well. There's a lot of work to do, a lot of room to grow, a lot of missionary work to be done here, working with the teens, with the local youth, with even at churches that are here. It's a large community of Buddhists here, 90%. So there's a lot of work ahead, a lot of work with the kids, and just sharing the gospel, so we can have a Christian generation that can grow up and go on and preach the gospel. So thank you all, and God bless you, and thank you for being with us. God bless your businesses, families, your work, and everything that you do. Thank you.